Here is something a mechanic told me that I cannot stop thinking about. He said that when a customer brings in a brand new car, something still under factory warranty, something that rolled off a lot 6 months ago, and it needs real work, nobody in the shop is surprised anymore. That used to be rare. Now it is just Tuesday. Cars are supposed to be better than ever. The commercials say so. The brochures say so. The technology certainly looks more impressive than anything built 20 years ago. But the data tells a different story. And if you are about to spend $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 on a new vehicle, you need to hear it before you sign anything. J.D. Power has been measuring new car quality for 38 years. They call it the Initial Quality Study, and what it tracks is simple: problems reported per 100 vehicles in the first 90 days of ownership. In 2021, the industry average was 162 problems per 100 vehicles. By 2023, that number had climbed to 192, a 30-point jump in just 2 years, which J.D. Power called a quality decline not seen in the study's entire history. 2024 came in at 194. New cars are generating more reported problems, not fewer, even as the industry spends more on technology than at any point in its history. J.D. Power will tell you not every complaint represents a broken part. Some owners report frustration with confusing menus or a rear seat alert that fires when nobody is in the seat. But here is what matters. The data also incorporates real dealer repair visits, hundreds of thousands of them. These are cars going back to the shop within the first 3 months, and the brands buying the most ad time are the ones showing up most in that data. The reliability surveys confirm it from a different direction, and what they found about brand new redesigns should stop you cold. Consumer Reports tracks nearly 380,000 vehicles annually. When Mazda rebuilt the CX-90 from the ground up for 2024, new engine, new transmission, new everything, a brand that had ranked among the most reliable in their survey for years fell to the bottom of the Japanese automaker rankings almost overnight. The CX-90 had 11 recalls filed against it. Owners reported transmission fluid leaks, infotainment lockups, and coolant problems on vehicles with fewer than 5,000 miles on the clock. When General Motors launched its Ultium electric platform, nearly every vehicle built on that architecture came back below average or well below average in reliability, including the Chevrolet Blazer and the Cadillac Lyriq. The Blazer EV scored 5 out of 100 for dependability in Consumer Reports' survey. The Lyriq tied it. These were not obscure models. These were vehicles people were lining up to buy. The pattern is not random, and once you understand why it keeps happening, you will never shop for a car the same way again. There are 3 forces working against you every time you buy new, and the industry does not advertise any of them. The first is complexity creep. Modern vehicles run dozens of electronic control modules, some traditional architectures topped 100, each one communicating with the others, each one a potential point of failure. 10 years ago, your climate controls were a knob. Now they are buried 3 menus deep in a touchscreen that manages your backup camera, your driver assistance alerts, your wireless phone charging, and your over-the-air software updates. J.D. Power found that infotainment is the single most problematic category in their study. More than 42 problems flagged per 100 vehicles, more than any other category on the list. And the more automakers fold basic vehicle functions into these systems, climate, garage door openers, gear selectors, the more a single software failure becomes a car you cannot drive. The second force is the redesign penalty. The most expensive time to buy a vehicle is its first or second model year after a ground-up redesign. Consumer Reports data is consistent on this year after year. New platforms carry bugs that have not been tested at scale across real ownership conditions. Suppliers change. Tolerances shift. The kinks engineers catch in a lab are different from the ones that surface when real owners drive the same car through 4 seasons in 4 different climates. Think about what that actually means. An automaker can spend 5 years and billions of dollars developing a new platform, but they cannot replicate 800,000 owners driving through Minnesota winters and Phoenix summers and telling them what breaks. That information only exists after the car has been in the real world long enough to collect it. The brands that consistently top reliability rankings, Toyota, Subaru, are the brands that hold a proven design long enough to work out those kinks before changing it again. Reliability is earned over production cycles, not announced at a reveal event. The third force is the one mechanics see most directly: the warranty clock. A factory warranty typically covers 3 years or 36,000 miles bumper to bumper. Powertrain coverage extends further. But the complexity we just talked about means a car that performs fine at 18 months may surface real problems at month 37. Problems a simpler vehicle would never develop at all. The more systems involved, the more opportunities for something to fail just outside the window when it would cost the manufacturer anything. That is not a conspiracy. It is math that favors the automaker, not you. Here is what that math looks like in practice. Consumer Reports found that the 2024 Toyota Camry Hybrid had under 1% of owners reporting a problem in the first year. The 2024 Ford Escape Hybrid had 35%. Both sold as new cars in the same model year. One of them will cost you significantly more to own over 5 years, and that number will not appear anywhere on the window sticker. The difference between those two vehicles is not luck. It is the age of the platform, the maturity of the software, and the number of production cycles that went into working out the problems before you handed over your money. So before you walk into a showroom, run 3 checks. First, look up whether that model was recently redesigned. If it was, you are considering a first-year experiment. Second, pull the Consumer Reports reliability score for that specific model year, not the brand average, the actual model. Third, check the J.D. Power infotainment problem rate for that brand. Brands with high infotainment scores today will have high repair bills tomorrow because those systems only get more deeply embedded in how the car operates, not less. None of that information costs you anything. It is just located on a different website than the manufacturer's configurator. The dealer is not going to hand it to you. That is exactly why you need it. The mechanic I mentioned at the start put it plainly. He said the cars that give him the least trouble are the ones that have been around long enough to have their problems fixed. Not the newest version of something, the version that already went through its awkward phase. That is pattern recognition built from watching what actually breaks. Now you have it too. If this channel helps you buy smarter, subscribe. More of this every week.